You're not counting the 2 hours from Houston to Vicksburg. I don't know. That's what I was asking a minute ago.
The thing used it all over. It was invented during the war. I'm not sure exactly when, but since the 3 sieges were 63 or 64, it was in production at that time. Because once the siege became static, they'd probably send in a requisition form, and then they'd send them on down, and how many weeks that would take. So probably in the latter part of the siege, you would start seeing these things come into play.
You know, just a short explanation of how the thing works. I think that's much better. Percussion cap. Well,
Captain, could you explain this particular weapon to us?
Certainly. This particular weapon is a rather recent invention, invented during the war by a gentleman named Ketchum. It's his patent. And it's referred to as a hand grenade or hand grenado, as some of our French-influenced officers prefer to call it. It consists of a hollow cast iron elongate shell, which is filled with gunpowder. Inside is a percussion cone, very similar to what you find on your standard infantry musket. And then the other component are the plunger, this cap portion here, and the tail. The plunger is detached prior to its use. A percussion cap, standard military musket size, is put on the cone, and the plunger is put back on. At that point, this is armed and considerably dangerous. The fin serves to stabilize the grenade in flight when it is thrown. It consists of just a wooden stick with cardboard fins. The purpose is these prevent the grenade from tumbling in flight. They will always stabilize it so that the plunger will hit first. Now, we have had considerable problems with this weapon. The first problem is it's quite hefty, and even a good farm boy won't get to throw it more than 10 yards, maybe 15 yards. And it's not very often that you get close to the enemy at that distance. So these are really only applicable to a siege situation, and we're finding that we have to get our approach trenches right up near the enemy works before these can be used. It's a close-range weapon. The second problem we're having with it is plunger, in order to detonate this weapon, has to hit a solid object, a rock, hopefully a person, or a log, perhaps in the breastworks. If it does not hit a solid object, or perhaps hits at a slight angle, it will not detonate. And we found that the Rebs have learned this trick, and they're stretching blankets over their trenches. And when our men throw these things, they're laying in those blankets, and they won't detonate. And then, of course, the Rebs throw them back at us.
Great. That was great. Thank you.
My name is Major Felix Tate. I'm commanding a battalion of the 23rd Alabama Infantry. Today, May 25th, I've just completed receiving all my morning report forms for my companies, and it shows that though we have a fairly large number in our battalion, with sickness and to a lesser extent wounds and received in the trenches have taken their toll on my men. We are encamped behind our position. We're occupying a section of the siege trench fronting the 47th Indiana, and have been there for about a week now. After coming in from the campaigns to the east, we've been situated there for, like I say, about a week and repulsed 2 assaults. And since that time, our men's morale has been rising greatly. We have a regimental band that will be playing today to help, again, raise the spirits somewhat. We've had some entertainment for the troops to help again. My name is Major Felix Tate. I'm commanding a battalion of the 23rd Alabama Infantry. Today, May 25th, I've just completed receiving all my morning report forms for my companies, and it shows that though we have a fairly large number in our battalion, with sickness and to a lesser extent wounds and received in the trenches have taken their toll on my men. We are encamped behind our position. We're occupying a section of the siege trench fronting the 47th Indiana, and have been there for about a week now. After coming in from the campaigns to the east, we've been situated there for, like I say, about a week and repulsed 2 assaults. And since that time, our men's morale has been rising greatly. We have a band, regimental band, that will be playing today to help again raise the spirits somewhat. We've had some entertainment for the troops to help again bring back some of the spirit that we can help hold out the fortress of Vicksburg for more than a few more weeks. We're waiting for Joe Johnston. There's a constant talk. Everyone's talking about when will he be here? Why has Jeff Davis not sent him earlier? The situation in the trenches is somewhat comfortable. It's hot. It's humid. The food is bad. We have very little sleep at night. There's cannon shells from the mortar boats on the river are constantly arching over us. The federal guns don't give us any chance to sleep or have any peace at all. So it's psychologically being worn away very, very rapidly. Physically, the lack of sleep, the food, the dire conditions in the trenches are all taking their toll. And our regimental surgeon is working many, many hours a day trying to keep the troops in fairly good repair so they can continue to defend the city of Vicksburg.
Good. That's good.
I'm First Sergeant F.A. Moraine, Company B, 23rd Alabama Volunteer Infantry. Our company from Macon County has been in the trenches here now for well over a week. Today, the 25th of this month, we start again that wonderful time that us soldiers have of trying to throw back what federal assaults they're willing to make against us. Back home, if we was there, we'd be putting in a corn crop about now, or certainly turning underneath some sod. The life of a farmer certainly beats this here, and yet we can draw some strange comparisons. The throwing up of the dirt on these works here reminds the men of the work at home. In fact, you could say there's a certain melancholia to this activity.
Or something like that.
The men, of course, look to me to keep them in contact with folks back home, in addition to all the other functions that I provide to them as the senior non-commissioned officer of the company. Not too long ago, in fact, within the last 3 or 4 days, we received some mail. The mail adds to that melancholia that those men feel. Wives, daughters, sons at home, trying to reach these men, trying to appeal to them. And the unfortunate thing is that the misery the men are suffering in the trenches today is such that there is a sense of frustration and futility on the part of these men. I would suspect that if things don't change rather suddenly, either on the home front, where we can feel safe and secure there among our people back there, or if things don't improve here, you're going to see a rather rapid deterioration in the morale of this Army. Certainly this regiment that's taken a beating throughout the last month can attest to the fact that when you're thinking about the people back home, thinking about that wife, and you're thinking about those kids who are undergoing privations, you can certainly sympathize with them. Fortunately for us, we know that this beautiful country and this land is connected to that of Alabama, that blanket of stars that we go to bed under every night connects us to those people back home. And yes, we know that one of these days, barring catastrophe on the part of our leaders, that we'll rejoin that family. We'll stand out, we'll look, and we'll look back and think of Vicksburg and the siege that it was.
Great stuff, man. You couldn't beat that.
I'm Fritz Selb, private in Company H, 47th Indiana. We've been chasing the Johnnies for about a month now, and now we're very content to just wait out here. They're going to start digging trenches until they finally starve and decide to come out. It's been a long time since I've heard anything from home, but we know that things are going well there. The Aid Society is taking care of all our families. But the poor Johnnies over there are the rich men, the same people we saw in '48 back in Germany. The aristocrats are the same. It's the same war. We've lost that one. We hope to win this one. If a man has 20 slaves here in the South, he can stay behind and watch them. But he has no slaves, no money. He has to go and fight like the poor crackers in the ranks over there. It's It's a rich man's fight. I have it blown. It's a poor man's fight and a rich man's war.
Okay, stop it. That was backwards.
What do we hope to do here? Well, we're fighting for the Union. We have people who have all different languages, different religions, fighting for unity. The South, they're all the same, and they're fighting for falling apart. I don't see how they can win, fighting for dissolution. But with one purpose, justice and union, we cannot fail.
That'll do it. That'll do it. That's pretty well stated, man. Good. Good.
All right, hold it right there. State your business.
Got a friend on these lines.
What's his name?
Kevin Young.
We have a Kevin Young. Okay, send him forward. We have a Reb out here says he knows you. State your name. One day. All right, you may advance up to this point. You will not pass here. You will lay your musket down there. All right, you have 5 minutes.
Said look for you.
Well, pleasurable. On the rack. Caught me with my haversack on. I might have had some little things to offer you. Captain's all around. What's your father up to? Yeah, moved over there. They will.
Situation here. You're not letting on ever correspondence get through.
We have to disallow you some of the pleasures at home.
Well, it's been nice talking to you.
I hope I don't look down. I hope I don't look down my side at you. So stay low up there.
Hope you managed to survive the war.
We'll be seeing you up there pretty soon.
It's good seeing you.